Time for Hotspot Metals, the spot for precious metals news, views, education, and research.
Hey everybody, this is Chris with Hotspot Metals in Chicago. As you can see, I unboxed a whole lot of new stuff this week, some collectible items that I'll talk about in just a minute. First, we're going to take a look at the general marketplace here for gold and silver this week, and it's absolutely miserable, right? Gold is at a point where it's either going to break down further or head back up from here. I think it heads down further, to tell you the truth. I pre-prepared this chart on the daily basis with the RSI showing, and look at that RSI, it's still headed downward. We usually get a bounce down around 19 or so, 19 or 20, which is an oversold level. And I'm afraid we might be headed there. I mean, this thing's just pointed nowhere but down. But we've got some events coming up tomorrow that could turn things around. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Silver looking a little bit better, even though the RSI is not below 30 yet. It has leveled out, and these peaks and valleys are getting narrower and narrower. It looks like it's ready to head back up. It wandered around 1490, 1494 most of the day, and now it's kind of picking up again. But it does that every night. I mean, tonight it'll probably jump up around 1503. It actually got up to 1506 overnight and then got smashed down in the morning. You can see this where the overnights it goes up, and then in the morning it gets smashed down. But again, the peaks and valleys are getting narrower and narrower, so there is some congestion here. There's some support as we scroll out a little bit along this line. I think silver moves up tomorrow. We want it to stay up above 15 to end the week. It's going to be a slow week. There aren't a lot of participants involved this week anyway, but it would be nice to finish at 15. It'd be great to get up above 1280 for gold, but that would mean $7 or $8 jump tomorrow. I'm skeptical. What happens tomorrow is, if we look at the economic report calendar, by the way, I'm here on the live charts page of hotspotmetals.com. We get initial jobless claims. There's a prediction that the jobless claims will jump a bit tomorrow. That's the forecast. Most of all, we get a lot of retail sales numbers month over month and in different sectors. We could have really poor retail sales, which could mean bad things for the dollar, which could bring precious metals up. So enough with the charts. Let's talk about what we unboxed here. I got a whole bunch of different things. From Bold Precious Metals, I picked up some more of these Dragon and Tiger coins that I like really well. They've gone up quite a bit. I think I originally bought some of these, I think in the mid-20s, and you really can't find them anywhere near that kind of price. One interesting thing I wanted to point out, you really have to shop. And if you let's look at APMEX's price for the very same BU coin, $60. That I managed to get another 5 at Bold Precious Metals at their, I don't know, I think I even paid less than this, maybe $34, $35 a piece. I do that because they're selling really well, and it's a beautifully done coin. But it would be a long time for me to be able to make any money marketing these if I was to sell them. If I ended up purchasing from APMEX, very same coin for $60. So again, Bold Precious Metals does great on a lot of things. They ran a special on this, and so I grabbed some more. This is a limited mintage, not terribly limited, but it is a limited mintage of 50,000, and it's just a real popular, well done, proof-like BU. Now, I do every once in a while, I will buy a proof, usually just to get a one of a kind or fill in a series. One of the things you may have seen me unbox in that super fast, I do my unboxings like super fast because, I mean, looking at tape and cutting and that stuff just is not that interesting anyway, and I don't have a great way to film it. But I did get this proof coin from Golden State Mint. It's part of a series they do. This one is Fearless. I think I've gotten Justice and a few others. This is their mini mintage series. They do a lot of other coins that are not particularly mini mintage, but they did 800 of these, and really beautiful art, mirror finish. I really like that coin. I just got one, pretty reasonable price. I think about $40 or something like that. And someday, you know, my dream is that silver will go up quite a bit. And maybe 5 or 6 years from now, I will retire and I'll just have fun selling these off of a card table like you would see on one of my roadshow videos. The roadshow videos are going pretty well. People like them. If you go to our YouTube channel, check those out. I've been going to different coin shows around the area, and I plan on going to some bigger ones. I've got a big regional one coming up. Not this weekend, Easter weekend, but the weekend after that. There's a big one in Schaumburg. And I hope to go there and see some old friends, meet some new friends, get a couple of new interviews. What I like to do is go to dealers and find out what they've got that's interesting to talk about. And some of them like to talk, some don't. That's cool. But we will go to that show in Schaumburg. You should look that up. I think it's called the Central States Show, and they do bring in a lot of different states. I understand it's supposed to be a pretty big show. Anyway, and while you're at YouTube, would you please subscribe to the channel? I like that. And what else did I get in our little flash unpacking there? I bought 5 of the 2019 Silver Swans. And if we look at the Swans, these are at $35. And I think that I bought the 2018 Silver Swan, again, BU. They are a proof-like finish. I know it's not a proof, but it is a proof-like finish. And those are now selling for $99. The Swan series is super popular. There is a limited mintage of 25,000 coins on these, which is more like it. And the 2018 sold out. 2017 I don't think was quite as popular, but they also are pretty much sold out, not that easy to find. The APMEX just put the 2019 on sale, so I grabbed 5 of those. My strategy, as always, I buy a couple for my sons, and usually now on some of the ones that I really think will do well, I'll buy 5 of those. Also at APMEX, and I believe also Bold Precious Metals, has the Barbados 1 ounce silver lionfish, and the picture was really nice on it. It's not quite as wonderful in hand, but again, not terribly expensive, and these kind of nautical or marine themes tend to do pretty well, and I plan on living somewhere near the ocean someday, some seaside town, and I think that when I'm ready to set up that card table at the coin show and sell, these things will go pretty well. I've had a couple of really successful coins that have gone up in value quite a bit. In fact, now this isn't, I wouldn't call it actually marine, but these are animals do really well. But these swans, based on APMEX's own kind of throttling program, whereas as they start to run out, the price goes up. I got these the day they offered them as BU. I expect them to sell out, and they're already selling at APMEX for more than I paid. So these will probably go up, minimum range in the next 2 or 3 years, probably up to the $60 or $70 range. I don't know, maybe even up to 99 like the 2018s did. Let's see what else is going on that I wanted to talk to you about. Different developments this week, and you have to come to Hotspot Metals homepage on my blog. There's an interview there with Greg Hunter and Bill Holter, he works with Jim Sinclair, who's very well known in the industry. They have a business, consulting business in precious metals. But he explains how some entity, dumped about 1 billion paper gold contracts on the market Tuesday. And as you can see from the chart there, it really made the metals dump. Some other great stuff on the blog you should check out. There's a video of the West Point Mint, and that's the second link down as of right now. There's a video of the West Point Mint, and they talk about how they've got 22% of the nation's gold is stored there, and they showed kind of what they make. I didn't know that the gold buffalo, which is my favorite gold coin, is actually minted there. But they take you inside. You don't get to see the inside of mints very often, or gold repositories. And boy, have they got a lot, and it's fun to look at. Let's see, what else? The other two things last week that I thought were very interesting. Global silver demand up 4%. This is the Silver Institute's annual report, came out for 2018, and silver demand is up 4%, and further increasing the supply deficit that's been running over the past few years of about 100,000 ounces a year. But that all adds up. Maybe it's 100 million. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check it. But the point is that in combination with the next story, which talks about declining ore grades, some mines, especially in Mexico, are having to report that their output for the next year is going to be lower, because I've heard this from Keith Neumeyer, the CEO of First Majestic, has mentioned that silver ore grades are not what they used to be, which means that it's harder and harder to get to and more expensive to produce. And here we've got this Fresnillo plant in Mexico, and they mentioned two other plants in Mexico also that have declining production because of the lower amount of silver found in the ore grade that they work with. And what's even more important about this from a Mexico standpoint is Mexico has been the top producer of silver in the world for years, and now there's kind of a number of things going on in Mexico, including increased oil prices, increased political problems there, that might mean that our supply of silver from Mexico is going to be quite a bit less, a lot more hindered, and a lot more expensive. So the outlook for silver looks great for this year. Okay, so what else came in that I wanted to talk about real quickly? Okay, I got an oopsie here. And this happens. Golden State Mint has some really great artists, and they produce some really beautiful stuff, like this silver shield that I showed you. I've got a bunch of other things that I really like there. But every once in a while, I'm going to show you this Temperance coin. I'll put it up on the screen here somewhere. I don't know why. I pulled the trigger a little too fast on three of these. I can't, when I look at it, what in the heck is going on with this woman's arm? It's not clear. I don't know what she's holding. It just looks horrible. It's going to be worth spot value, basically. I can't imagine somebody looking at this coin and saying, man, that's really impressive. I think it's beautiful. I really want it. And it's all about this arm. What in the heck is going on with the arm? It's a lovely woman in every other aspect. It's fine art, but they blew it on that one. And so, I'll end up selling those for whatever spot is in a few years. And what else did okay, one of you entrepreneurs out there, would you please go into the plastic tube business? I need, I buy about 5 of these tubes every few months, and I go to Amazon. This is On Fire Guy. And On Fire Guy has a lot of supplies. These are like $15-16 for 5 of these plastic tubes. Somebody can make some money here just ordering a quantity of these and selling them on eBay. I'll be the first customer. Tell me where I'm going wrong here. Tell me where I can get these cheaper. This is all I could find. So that's it for me today. I don't think I have anything else for you, but it's been a couple days since I've been on. I wanted to say hello and goodbye for the Easter holiday, unless I come up with a fun idea for another episode of Hotspot Metals. Please like and share on Facebook, and please subscribe on YouTube for me. And everybody find a lot of Easter eggs, eat a chocolate bunny, just have a great, relaxing, long weekend if your employer is allowing that. And I'll see you next time. This is Chris with Hotspot Metals in Chicago, signing off.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and look for special offers at hotspotmetals.com.